Now, if you are feeling frustrated or overwhelmed or both about starting your weight loss journey, your fat loss journey, this video is for you. I'm going to share 8 powerful things you have to understand if you want to finally feel in control of your body, your progress, and your results, without falling into that all-or-nothing trap which keeps so many women stuck, frustrated, and losing confidence. These are also some of the steps we use with our clients to fast-track their fat loss results in the initial 30 days of working with us. So let's dive into it. Number 1, and may seem fairly obvious, you have to be in a calorie deficit. But here's the real truth. So to lose the fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Your body has to be burning more calories than it's taking in. There is no ifs, there's no buts here. If you are not losing weight, you are not in a calorie deficit. However, not all deficits are made equal, and there are reasons why a formula or calculation might say you are in a deficit, but you actually are not. Now, a common mistake people make is underestimating how many calories they're actually eating and overestimating how many calories they're actually burning on a day-to-day basis. Tracking your food, even for a few days, can be quite eye-opening. It's not about eating less, it's about eating smart with structure. There can be a big difference between eating healthy and eating in accordance with your goals. Number 2, fix your sleep first. Poor sleep drives cravings, slow recovery, and messes with your hunger hormones, which can really get in the way of successful fat loss. So most women do best with 8 to 9 hours a night. It may sound like quite a bit, but physiologically, you need more sleep than men. And it's honestly not just about the quantity. Quality trumps quantity every day of the week. For sleep, we always recommend the 12-6-3-2-1 method for improving your sleep, which I've tagged in the description below, but I'm going to run through the main details now. Sleep starts when you actually wake up. 12 hours before bed, get some natural light in your eyes. That is right. Good sleep starts as soon as you wake up. Get outside as soon as you're up, even on a cloudy day. This helps to set your body's natural circadian rhythm and helps you build up enough sleep pressure for deep sleep later on. 6 hours before you go to bed, stop the caffeine and all the stimulants. Caffeine actually blocks adenosine, the chemical that helps you feel sleepy, and it also ramps up cortisol, your stress hormone. Certainly not what we want just before bed or even any time during the afternoon. A big shift actually happens mid to late afternoon. Your body switches from its sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system, which is a big factor in helping you build up that sleep pressure to enable better sleep at night. 3 hours before bed, avoid big meals and cut out the alcohol. Not that you should be overindulging in alcohol anyway. Alcohol might knock you out fast in terms of like putting yourself to sleep, but it majorly disrupts your REM sleep, which is an important part of your sleep cycle that helps with recovery. And heavy meals can lead to reflux and poor quality rest. Digestion also takes up a lot of your energy, so it's the last thing you want going into overdrive when you're trying to sleep. Imagine leaving the dryer on and having to sleep next to it. That's what it's like. So 2 hours before bed, switch off from work. Start winding down. Dim the lights in your house to create a low stimulation environment. Your eyes and body are all organs that are susceptible to the surrounding. So bringing your surroundings into a more relaxed, darker environment will massively help your body and brain understand that it's time to wind down and prepare for rest. And the last one, 1 hour before bed, no screens, no phones. This one is serious. Turn off the phone, the laptop, even the TV if possible. And if you use your phone as an alarm clock, ideally buy a cheap buzz-based alarm clock and use that instead, and keep your phone in another room or at least over the other side of the room charging, not on your bedside table. And never look at your phone during the night. And a bonus tip would be to try deep breathing, like the 4-7-8 breathing or box breathing. Honestly, it really helps move your body into a relaxed parasympathetic state. This really works. Sleep isn't just rest, it is recovery. And when you get it right, your body performs better, burns more fat, and craves less junk. Moving on to number 3, choose foods that actually keep you full. So single ingredient whole foods should make up around about 80 to 90% of your daily intake. They don't just feel better, they can help you burn more calories too, thanks to something called TEF, which is the thermic effect of food. Your body burns around about 50% more calories digesting whole foods compared to processed foods. They are also way better for your gut and digestion. You have no idea how many people come on board with us and finally discover what life is like bloat-free. And the funny thing is, they didn't even know anything was wrong. They just didn't know what optimal felt like. Now, how to tell if it's a whole food? Well, ask yourself this: would this food have existed 200 years ago? That's a great rule of thumb when deciding what to eat more of and what to eat less of. Moving on to number 4, walking is an absolute superpower. So use it. You don't have to crush 20,000 steps a day, but more movement equals better results and easier weight maintenance. Even just 3,000 to 7,000 steps a day has a massive effect on health and longevity. So we use something called habit stacking to help our clients create more positive habits in their day that will fast track them towards their goal. But to give you an idea, habit stacking is attaching a new habit to an existing habit to make it easier to remember and more likely to stick to, because you're building it into a routine that already exists. So next time you go to the supermarket, park at the back of the car park. Take a walk next time you're on a call instead of sitting at your desk or on the sofa. Get off the train or bus one step earlier. You see, people often poo-poo these ideas because they don't think it's going to make a difference. And you're right, doing it once probably won't make much of a difference. But if you did these 3 things on a weekly basis, that would be another 8,000 to 10,000 steps in that week, over 1,000 extra steps per day. Every step adds up and it makes consistency easier. Number 5, protein. So protein is number 1. It really is. Protein is probably the most underrated tool in fat loss. It keeps you full, helps build muscle. It has the highest TEF. Here's that thing again, that thermic effect of food. You actually burn 20 to 30% of its calories just digesting it. We like our clients to aim for around about 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass, just to give you an idea. Your protein source should really be the first thing you think of when designing your meals. Then the veggies, then the carbs. Do this and you will feel more satisfied and way less snacky. Number 6, I know you know this was coming. Lift weights like you mean it. You don't want to look skinny fat, right? You want that toned, strong, confident look. So you can lose a whole bunch of fat just by following the first 5 points. But I guarantee you probably won't be happy with the overall outcome. You'll just look like an empty sack of potatoes. When you lose that fat, you want to make sure you have a shape underneath that you are proud of. So you need to lift, you need to do resistance training, and you do need to lift with intensity. Strength train at least twice per week, ideally 3 to 4 times per week. You don't have to lift like a bodybuilder and you don't even have to go to the gym, but you do need to use weights that actually challenge you. None of this high rep rubbish just to break a sweat. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. And you need to train to failure or very close to it for at least 30% of your workout. Now that generally equates to taking the last set of each exercise to failure or very close to it. So ditch the pink dumbbells. You are not at a body pump class. Get your head out of the stigma of women and weight training. You're not going to get bulky if you lift heavy weights. You will actually look leaner, more shapely, and way more toned. Another point to mention is that we often see women who generally massively underestimate their strength. I've proved this plenty of times when I've met up with clients who've been in our community for a while. Every single time I've added at least 20% to their squat, their deadlift, their pulling movements in the very first session. And yes, I am a great coach if I do say so myself. And I can give them lots of tips on form and execution. But most of that improvement, pretty much all of that improvement, is in their mind. Believe it and it will come true. And a bonus tip for you, more muscle means a faster metabolism, stronger bones, and a leaner look, especially powerful during perimenopause and beyond. Moving on to number 7. Most people, and especially women, don't get enough fiber, and you really need it. Fiber keeps your digestion healthy. It supports your appetite control and even reduces inflammation. The goal is around about 16 grams per 1,000 calories you eat. So think berries, veggies, legumes, oats, flax seeds. And remember, healthy bowel movements are not optional. They are the key marker of internal digestive and gut health. Moving on to number 8, consistency beats perfection. I want you to say this time and time again. One of the biggest traps a lot of women fall into when starting their weight loss journey is trying to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. You just need a plan you can stick to. Start small, show up messy, build the muscle of consistency. Think about it like brushing your teeth. You don't say, oh, I need to be motivated to brush my teeth today. You just do it. It's routine. Your fitness should feel like that too. So to wrap it up, fat loss isn't about a punishment. It's about structure, strategy, and consistency built around your life. So if you got something from this video, leave a comment and let me know which point hit home. And if you're ready to take your body and confidence to the next level, you know where to find me. You've got this. You're more than welcome.